Okay, you got to kind of excuse me here because I'm doing this with my phone because I didn't bring the camera with me because I didn't actually intend on doing anything like this while I was out. But what I want to show you is a prime location for setting for coyotes. When you roll into a new farm, instead of running over the whole thing looking for sign, a lot of times you can focus in on certain points of the farm to help narrow your search down a little bit. Now, what we have here in this instance is up at the top of the screen, there's a big old grown up hayfield there that runs back into a bunch of other farmland. And there's actually, you can see where they were doing the bulldozer work. They went down in this hollow and capped an old abandoned gas well. They're getting ready to mine under here. So, um, but what we have here is you have this cow path through this pasture field coming down, and what it does, it circles around the top of this real steep ravine and these hollows here, meets up with other cow paths that basically circumvent that hollow, and they all lead to one thing: stock tank. Now, I know out west a lot of guys will focus on the stock tanks, especially because of lack of water and everything goes there. The same thing holds true here in the east, guys. The stock tank, there's water for the coyote or the bobcats, plus all the prey need something to drink, and they all come to this thing up on top of this ridge rather than go all the way down to the creek, which is clean down there in that bottom. So it's a focal point for not only for a water source for the coyotes, but also for a food source. And what these trails do, then they leave the stock tank and they go up over and they do the exact same thing over there in that hollow. That hollow is real thick, steep, but at the top of it, it kind of mellows out enough that, I mean, you can tell where the farmer's able to keep it brush hogged off up there. And does the same thing. Those trails loop up around the top end of that hollow and go up into a big ridge that runs a long way out through a bunch of hay fields and other pasture fields. So not only do we have sort of a pinch point here at the top of these hollows where you're going to naturally funnel the animals around, but then you also have these cattle trails that are leading to this stock tank, which is going to be the path of least resistance and the easiest thing for them to travel, guys. Coyotes are big travelers. They move a lot because they're constantly looking for food, or this time of year especially, they're looking for females, but they're travelers. They're going to move these out through here. They're going to look to jump something or to see something, or even for that matter, to come across these hollows and win something through here. So when I came out through here, you know, of course, I come down to this stock tank and started looking around, and actually, if I can do this without making this way too blurry, move too fast, you can actually see we have coyote tracks there, coyote track there, another one there, and if you get to looking around, there's some on this trail, there's some on that trail down below, and then that trail that's actually going down that way. And then basically what that trail does is then it swings back up that hollow line and intersects with these ones here. There's coyote tracks on those trails too. But if you get out around this stock tank, you can actually tell there's coyote tracks coming and toing out basically all 4 or 5 of these trails right here. And there's actually some coyote scat out there on the other side. Can't really see it in this video, and I don't want to attempt to try to walk that far because probably make somebody seasick. So just wanted to throw this out there, just a short little, you know, 4 or 5 minute video on location, things to kind of focus in on, and things that, you know, may help you from coming out to a farm like this and going, oh God, okay, I got 200 acres here, where am I going to start setting traps at? You know, you try to hit your prime locations on it first, and then you can start looking for your sub locations that's not going to get as much travel and just may get the stray coyote traveling through. But this here is definitely going to be a hot spot. And like I said, you know, this is part of my preseason scouting. Our season actually went out about 3 days ago. And what I'm doing is I get home in the evenings, I have a couple hours before dark, I get out, drive around, look at some of these properties, start lining some of these out to where I know come opening day, I'll promise you there'll be at least two sets off of these trails right around this stock tank right here. Because I know the coyotes are here, and I know they're using this as a main travel way to go from the ridge behind me to cross over. And as you can see, guys, we're not actually that far off the main road. I know it looks a lot further in the camera than it actually is, but straight across, it's a couple hundred yards across there. So, but what they're doing this side, they're sheltered more from the road this side of the hollow. There's more free land on this side because up on the ridge above me is just an old abandoned, basically dirt township road up just over that knoll that dead ends out there. And as it goes back that way, it runs for probably 2 miles to the next road. So there's lots of terrain up here. Seems like there's a very healthy population of animals looking from the tracks and the sign that I've seen up here so far. So definitely going to be a spot high on my list next year when opening day arrives to get some traps put out up here. So hope this video helps somebody, and let me know in the comments below, or if you have your own input or opinion about this, be sure to let me know. Until next time, thanks.